Season 2, and we are here in Paul Ricard for the French Grand Prix. It's going to be a bit of a somber one, this one is, unfortunately, as yesterday we witnessed in the sporting world, we witnessed an absolutely horrific accident, didn't we, with the late Anton Hubert, unfortunately. Of course, a Formula 2 driver, only 22 years old he was. Unfortunately, he was, of course, he was driving for the Arden team, of course, Christian Horner's, one of Christian Horner's teams, wasn't it? So, very, very difficult circumstances this one would be. Of course, he had 2 wins in his debut season in Formula 2, didn't he? He was also the champion from the GP3 series, didn't he? And he was really definitely. He didn't win all the when he was coming through the categories, he wasn't really setting the world on fire, was he? But he was getting the job done, wasn't he? And he really was starting to prosper into a very quick driver. Of course, his championship titles as a GP3 championship, and also he won the French F4 championship as well. So it's quite nice. Well, it's nice it can be in a way where we're in France today. And hopefully we'll be celebrating. The great racing drivers live here today with some fantastic stuff. And I'm going to do I should have done a minute silence really, but I'm a bit shaken up. So So what I'll do is, whilst the drivers come out on track now, we'll do the minute silence between the qualifying and the race, hopefully. So yeah, that was my bad. Yeah. I'm not very good with things like this, so yeah, might bear me on this. Anyway, let's get going. And ALR are performing their own tributes here tonight. You can see that we're going to have a lot of pink and white helmets out there. We're also going to have a lot of cars driving with number 19 on there, because that is Anton Hubert's number, wasn't it? Which he was driving in his BWT Arden car, wasn't he? Yesterday afternoon, which absolutely appalling scenes in Belgium, really. So we wish all his friends and family, all the friends and family of Anton Hubert, all the best in this very difficult time. So it's going to be it's going to be a very difficult time. Let me just quickly. So I was just on board then with the debutant here of Game Gang. So we'll quickly go for the debutants. We've got a couple of new debutants out there at the moment. So fantastic stuff. Yeah. So we're just on board now then with Game Gang out there at the moment. As just taking a quick look at the comments, and I got YouTube Premium come up there, and I got all sorts. And anyway, just on board Game Gang at the moment. So let's just take a look at our debutants out there. We've got Fisher then, who is making his debut. Some of you will recognize more of the gamer talent known as Elliot, an absolute he's a flyer, isn't he? He's an absolute quick driver, isn't he? We've also got Game Gang out there as well, and the Toro Rosso replacing Knowlesy, who is enjoying life in the sun today. And unfortunately that's why I'm late as well, because usually he cracks the whip and gets me in ship shape. So that's why I'm a little late here tonight, and really why it's all gone pear-shaped. We've also got in here Stringy as well, making his debut. Both Alfa Romeo's drivers are on their debut, so how are they going to do? That's going to be fantastic to see. We've also got, of course, you might not recognise Baffle, but he is actually Farshow, who had a great debut in Canada last week, didn't he? We've also got Morris out there as well. Morris drove for ALR once or twice before, so he's making a return, which is great to see. And of course, Wishbone making a debut last time. Wishbone, of course, will be joining us in the commentary box momentarily, and to help me get through this very difficult qualifying session. And of course, we have also got and everyone else then is out and about. Of course, Tiger Racer said hi, and rest in peace, Hubert. I echo that absolutely. And of course Hubert is a Frenchman as well, isn't he? So it's great to see. So it is kind of it's good to see that. I suppose it can be, can it really? As Emerson goes in fast at the moment, and then Fireshot goes second at the moment, but Silent Shifting there, who really denied Emerson. Emerson hasn't got a pole yet, has he? In his ALR career, which is astonishing stuff, isn't it? I can't believe that start. It's absolutely, it's amazing, isn't it? it's a bit like Nosey actually, really. So I was quite surprised to read out the stat when we was talking about him in Azerbaijan when he got his first pole position. I was absolutely shocked to see that his stats doesn't really point towards how good of a racing driver he is, does he really? Anyway, Morris goes second at the moment. We got Farshot third, Game Gang in fifth position, and Renzo in sixth position. McVicious there is coming into the new pits. That is the most exciting I'm going to be about this French Grand Prix track. I love the new pits. Apart from that, it's not the most exciting track in the world, is it? It's more of a test track, really, isn't it? Wishbone will, once he's finished this lap, hopefully he'll be joining us in the commentary box. We're just on board then with Wishbone. Of course, the Irishman coming across the line then. DR is enabled, and what does he do? He goes second fast at the moment, a 30.9. Very competitive times out there at the moment. And whilst we have a lull, well, in a lull, is it really? It's anything but. It's absolutely fantastic start to the French Grand Prix qualifying here. We got Bowden out there at the moment. Laggy Racer also out there, as we got Exile, who's just coming down the back straight at the moment, and Toro Rosso. So Emerson has taken the lead of the ALR Championship at the moment. He is 5 points in front of Nosey. Nosey is not here today, so that championship can be extended quite dramatically. So potentially Emerson could walk away from here with a 30-point lead. Fantastic stuff. Of course, Farf in a third position at the moment. Farf lost for the first time this season, is not leading the championship. How is he going to respond to that? That's the question that we're going to get answers today. Granted Boy, unfortunately, isn't able to make it tonight. He's unfortunately got an emergency, and I hope and the best wishes are with Granty. So hopefully he'll be back in the cockpit soon. Just on board with Exile. He's just about to finish his lap now. Of course, but Granty in full position. Dan Murphy's had a very strong start to the season. Mr. Consistent so far, isn't he? Dan Murphy is. He's really shone on this game, hasn't he? I think he showed flashes of brilliance in season 1, but season 2 is really giving him getting some actual laps in Grillsy. A late call up Grillsy is. And Charles, he probably got annoyed with me because it took me quite a long time to get myself sorted out. So yeah, that's why we kind of need Nosey here, don't we? Really, he's the main man. As you can see, no, I don't owe him money. I don't think I'm just that's not why I'm being nice. Anyway, Grills there is on the Rocket Williams, and he prefers the alternative layout here in France, which it's got over 200 odd configurations, I think. As there's a lovely French sunshine at the moment. As let me continue on. Nigel, who isn't here either, he's in Spa enjoying the race there. Unfortunately, I'm hoping that he was not sitting in the place where that awful accident happened, because that is going to be one that was sticking. That's one thing that's going to stick in my mind for a very long time. Yeah, so as a Bowden there is just flying around, then I think he's in turn 11 here at the moment in the Mercedes. Jonathan Cox is down in 7th at the moment. He's having a tough time. Of course, Canada, he was showing some speed in the drive, but when it rained, it really cost him, didn't it, Jonathan? So and he's dropped down to 7th now. Mr. Elite is not here, but he's 8th at the moment. We've got Silent Shifts in 9th position, and you can see then there's Bowden is showing off the pit lane beautifully well here at the moment, isn't he? And then so Bowden's in 10th, and Exile just outside the points in 11th position. In the constructors then, let's just take a quick look at that then. Toro Rosso is leading by 9 points at the moment. Got a yellow flag out there. Laggy Racer there is coming through the final couple of bends now, accelerating away. What's he going to do? DRS enabled, and where does Laggy come? He is in 8th position at the moment. Dan Murphy out on the track moment as his fast start. Jonathan's about to finish his lap. What's he going to do? Jonathan goes across the line and goes 6th fast at the moment. So to be honest, I must admit, really looking forward to seeing how this session plays out with the new drivers. How are they going to fit? Crazy going into the pit lane now. Rose is back on track now, and then the constructors Toro Rosso leads by 9 points at the moment. They have got Exile and Game Gang in there this week, so so they got to preserve their their advantage at the top. Can they do it? Haas, the second one. There's only one driver in the Haas here tonight. Unfortunately, the new driver of Ryan Thompson was unable to participate, as he also had a family emergency as well. So it's a bit of a dark weekend, doesn't it, for all sorts of reasons. So hopefully both Granty and Ryan's families are all okay, and yeah. Anyway, Haas in 2nd position. 3rd position is Red Bull. They've dropped down, haven't they? We've got Renault in 4th position. Ferrari 5th. Racing Point down to 6th. They were top of the tree, weren't they, to begin with? And in the first couple of races, and whoa! And Grossi doesn't even. Grossi prefers the other track layout there. Mercedes down in 7th position. They were very consistent, didn't they? I think, unfortunately, the loss of Twang, who has had an absolutely flying start to the season, is really, I think, it's really hurted Mercedes at the moment. Bowden's been unlucky, hasn't he? Really, I think that if he gets a qualifying lap together, he should be able to get himself out of that carbon fibre zone as well, which is the midfield. Alfa Romeo got 2 new drivers tonight. And they're both on outlaps at the moment. Stringy and Fisher. They are very good. They are very good teammates together as well, aren't they? Very very wellly organised. So I'm expecting big things from the Alfa Romeo team tonight. We got Williams in at 9th position at the moment, and 10th is McLaren. Having a difficult start. McLaren aren't they? They showed some good stuff, but unfortunately, it's all kind of gone a bit pear-shaped, hasn't it, recently? So that is the constructors and the drivers' championship for everyone. We've got 7 minutes to go. Just taking a look at it. It's great to have so many new names on the grid here tonight, isn't it? Look at that sign shifting its top at the moment. 10th for second owner Wishbone. I've got and then we're on board Dan, who's gone into 2nd position in the Ferrari at the moment. Fantastic stuff from Dan. Brilliant stuff indeed. Very, very nicely done there from Dan Murphy. Of course, he's 2nd at the moment. Remember, we're only trying to line up 16th to 19th on the grid here tonight. Well, not tonight, but at this moment in time, we're on board then with Fisher, as he's now coming down the back straight now. Two DRS zones as well. Got yellow flag floating in 2 and 3, and let's see what. So at the moment in the drop zone is Stringy, is Sam. Of course, Sam, who's very new to racing, isn't it? This is only his 3rd race. He debuted in Monaco, and then he had a very difficult race in Canada. So he's hoping for more of a straightforward race, isn't he? Really, so he can get his feet under the table, so to speak. There's Stringy in the background now. I think that he's a bit too far away for a tow. Bowden is 18th at the moment, and Crazy Hitman there. We've seen him skating off there and come back in the pit. So he's now back out there on track at the moment. As Gunar's in the comments. Of course, unfortunately, Gunnar, the most experienced driver in ALR history, with, I think he's got 23 race starts. Gunnar has. He's incredible. He's Mr. Consistent, definitely. Gunnar and McLaren. So McLaren are going to miss his experience tonight, I can assure you of that. As Fisher comes across the line, DRS is open. What does he do? He goes 3rd fast at the moment, just a 10-second off the pace. What does Stringy do? String comes across the line, and he goes 12th fast at the moment in the 2nd Alfa Romeo. Very competitive out there. It's brilliant to watch, isn't it? Crazy Hitman is about to start us up now in the Red Bull, and we're on board with Crazy Hitman then in the Aston Martin Red Bull. So Gunnar said we can't have a great comeback unless we have a bad start. So I love it. Absolutely amazing stuff. And of course, then we've also got Nathan Hughes, Gordon Emerson, get that pole position at the moment. Emerson hasn't got a pole position in his ALR career, but he has got 3 wins and a pole, and 3 wins to the 2nd. He's been on the podium in every single race. It's very similar stats to our season 1 champion and Nigel, isn't it? Really? And Emerson has shown very strong speed in his opening few races in ALR. Lovely shot here, watching Hitman coming down the back straight now, as where he hits his mark. And you can see there's a chicane right in the middle there, and whether you just prefer the car just went straight on there or not, I'm not too sure about that. Yellow flag in 2 and 3 at the moment. McVicious is in the drop zone at the moment. So is Sam, and so is Bowden. Both hand come on the pitch there. We've got 4.25 minutes to go. It's going to get very, very tasty as well at the moment. Of course, remember, this is just 16th to 19th for we're trying to get sorted out here. And a great turnout here today, isn't it? As I said, we've got a couple of debutants, haven't we? We got Fisher, but he's looking great, very strong out there at the moment, isn't it? We've got Morris as well. We've also got a Game Gang as well in 9th position, and Stringy, of course, in 12th. So great stuff. Stringy's just moved up to 11th position at the moment, and of course we've got a lot of experienced hands in here as well. Of course, Grillsley. We've got Murphy in as well. So what about Hitman comes across the line, and he does a 34.0 at the moment in the Red Bull. I think it is. It is a Red Bull, isn't it? And he goes at 17th at the moment, and so just on board then with crazy Hitman then. Good stuff out there. Also, Fisher is still out there at the moment in the Alfa Romeo. As I said, I think him and String have won the best team combinations you'll ever see. I think in a different category, of course, they're a Renault pair, aren't they, in SNRS, and I think it was in Azerbaijan. Great Stringy gave Elliot. His name was Elliot in SNRS, but here today is Fisher, and Stringy gave him an absolutely beautiful tow, didn't he? as Wishbone comes into the pits then for the Renault team. So he's coming into the pits at the moment. And just watching Stringy on the back straight, Stringy gave Fisher an absolutely fantastic tow, didn't he, down Azerbaijan, that long Azerbaijan, so really straight, so brilliant stuff there from Stringy. Of course, also remember on Wednesday we had a great celebration, didn't we? We had 4 different leagues fighting against each other as well. And if you didn't know who the winner is of that is actually the man who's sat in third at the moment, is Fisher. He was going under the name of Elliot there, but he's now, but of course he's third at the moment. So yeah, very strong driver Fisher is, isn't he, to definitely win that event. And we have Wishbone who's come into the chat now, and he's just going to give us some inside scoop on qualifying. Wishbone, how's it going?
Doing good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been a bit of an awful weekend, hasn't it, for the world of motorsports. So I'm glad you've joined me. So you got to get me through here. Yeah, in terms of this French Grand Prix, then I must admit I'm not a big fan of this track. What do you like about it, or do you not like it?
Well, there's nothing. The first 2 corners, that's about it.
To be honest, I think
it's enjoyable, and then they messed up the pit lane as well. The pit lane's so annoying. Like, see the way they did a new pit lane.
To be honest, I was just saying just before just before came into the old box. It's that was the most exciting part I always enjoyed about this track, was that they've got a new pit lane. But yeah, I do agree. It's a very difficult pit lane, isn't it? Really, but the original pit lane was also quite difficult as well, wasn't it? It was very you have to be on your toes, didn't you, to avoid any if
you're battling someone and they dive in there, like, so as you're behind someone and struggling there, trying to get slipstream, and they jam on to go into the pits.
Yeah,
that's what the trouble with that one was.
You have to very much be on your toes. Talking of on your toes, Bowden goes up into 5th fastest. Good stuff for the Mercedes driver at the moment. As we're now 50 seconds away then from where the checker flag will float out there. Grillsy is 5 seconds up on his best time there. So Grillsy looks, well, he was, but he's not anymore. Sam is in 15th mode, so he's on the cusp. Renzo's out there at the moment. He's really, in the last 2 races, Renzo's really been in the thick of things, hasn't he? As Grillsy's now starting his lap now. Let's see what he can do in the Rocket Williams. Yeah, you're a very experienced driver, and of course you made your debut in Canada just over a week ago. Can't believe it's been a week already. How did it's a very difficult track. Well, it's a very difficult race, wasn't it? It was raining, but of course you got driver of the day, and you did an absolutely fantastic job to keep the car on the straight and narrow, especially on your debut. Do you want to just chat about that experience in Canada and how difficult it was?
Yeah, well, I went into it now. I didn't have much practice. Actually, just 1 race of practice, and I didn't have a wet setup either, so went into quality and I seen the wet rain for the race. I was like, oh, sweet Jehovah, like, 'cause I didn't have a setup, you know what I mean? So I just said, so I'll stick with the dry setup, and it worked out anyhow, and it was actually pretty quick in the wet.
Do you want to just elaborate on what you mean by wet setup? What's different between a wet setup and a dry setup?
It's mainly just more downforce on it, really. Like, you wouldn't be touching the brakes or anything, it's just the downforce on the car, and you might change some of the suspensions and stuff because you're not using the curbs as much. But it's mainly just the wind, so you can run more downforce and more grip through the corners. Because normally you'd have a low front wing, you're getting on the straights in that lap. And if it rains and you have a low front wing, you're just like understeer everywhere. So you kind of want that bit of downforce at the front.
So your driving Canada was even more impressive then, without a wet setup there. Now I bet that was a handful, wasn't it? Especially on some of those slippery curves, because Canada can bite you hard, can it, if you get it wrong?
Yeah, it was difficult now. You just had to keep in the zone the whole time, especially with the time penalties as well. Because it was really strict, so it wasn't time penalties, so you got to be on your toes.
Talking of on your toes, you've just gone onto a 130.8. Great lap there from great lap there from yourself, then. I didn't even know you was on a lap. Very calm. It looks like...
I was there like trying to talk to you doing the lap.
That's absolutely mega stuff. I didn't realise you was out there. So you just chatted to me, chilling away, and you was going absolutely... You was blasting around this Paul Ricard circuit. Absolutely no problem at all. That's fantastic. But before we go back to Wishbone, let's just take a quick look as Emerson comes into the pit. Crazy Hitman is unfortunately been knocked out of qualifying, as has McVicious, Grillsy and Renzo. Grillsy, of course, this is a very late call from Grillsy there, so it's my fault really. I apologise for that from Grillsy, which is probably why he didn't get a decent lap time in there from the Williams driver there. So Renzo, Grillsy, McVicious and Nick Crazy have all been knocked out of Q1. We'll be into Q2 in just a few moments. And wow, Toronto said that's a very good lap there from yourself. And oh no, I think McVicious has just got into the back, but hopefully that shouldn't cause too many issues because McVicious is already out there. But yeah, the AI certainly do need to look where they're going. Anyway, but yeah, a fantastic lap there for yourself there. So what is your aim then for this race weekend? Of course, you got a podium in your debut. And of course, you've now joined the Renault team full time. You've got a very strong team with Granty and yourself. Surely you've got to be thinking about the constructors, haven't you?
Yes. So we're just going to focus on that, I suppose. Because I don't know how the drivers' championship is looking up, but I just want to get a few race finishes under the belt and see where we go from there.
At the moment, you're 79 points behind Emerson at the moment. So but that's quite a tall order, but it's quite a tight championship as well because we're only on round 8. We've still got many more races to come in twists and turns. So, do you think now you're a full-time driver? Do you think you should be challenging for the top end after what you've seen in Canada, or is it a bit of a stretch?
Well. Yeah, I think it's doable.
Excellent stuff. Of course, Wishbone is he's a very successful driver. Of course, he was the runner-up in the championship last year in another sim series called SNR. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. He took a man AJ right to the wire as well in that incredible finale in Abu Dhabi. So yeah, you cannot discount. I would say you cannot discount you at all, really. And you can be very formidable on your day. In terms of the game, then, what is the? Do you feel that this game your driving's a bit more improved on this game, or do you prefer the 2018 game?
Oh, 2018, 100%. Like remember last week in Canada?
Yeah.
Right. That was the first time I finished a league race. This game.
No, why is that? Is it the cars? It's just they're a bit twitchy. Why is that? Or is it just? Do you feel it's just a bit?
It's not the cars. It's probably down to me more so than the game because I haven't had much time to be on it. So I just turn up the races on the day without having much practice done. And in my head, I'm thinking, I want to finish the race. I want to finish the race. I want to finish the race. But that's not really the mindset you want to have. Because if you think it that way, you'll end up just crashing out, like. So.
Yeah, it's not a competitive way either, is it? Really? Because you're a man that's used to winning, so you want to do more than just finish a race, don't you? You surely want to be right up there and battling for wins. That has to be your aim, isn't it?
That's what I'm trying to do. Get back to it now. Trying to get back in the mojo, so to say.
So just now on board Jonathan. Then of course Jonathan has had a very difficult couple of races. Hasn't he? Started off the season very strong, but he's had a few difficult races in Monaco and also Canada as well. I think also also Spain as well had a difficult time as well. At the moment, we've got on the left hand side tower there. You see we've got all sorts of colours there next to drivers there. We've got whites, red, and bright red and yellow. So what this is, if you qualify in the top 10, you must start on the tower which you set your fastest time on. I know a lot of you viewers have probably had enough of me saying that because yeah, you're all Formula 1 experts, but we're hoping to get we've got some new viewers in here tonight and really enjoying this race. And to be honest, it's a lovely day over here in France. Absolutely beautiful stuff. It's been a bit rainy over here at the moment. I'm a bit annoyed because I haven't got my washing done. So yeah, that's kind of ruined my week. It's Jonathan now coming down the back straight now. And so just on board with now. as of course we do have Wishbone in the party. It's been absolutely fantastic to speak to you, Wishbone. I'm loving the insight as well. It's brilliant stuff in terms of what you're giving us tonight. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. And then and also then coming up in the next few races, how are you feeling mentally? What is because we've got a lot of very strong racetracks coming up. I feel in terms of the way you drive. You've got Silverstone, we got Hungary. Well, Hungary's a bit too far away. We got Austria. It's proper race circuits now, Ron. Because the first 6 races we had Monaco, we had Azerbaijan, but now it's getting into the proper business end of the season, isn't it? How are you feeling with the upcoming racing?
I think I'll be. Hopefully, I'm pretty strong at them because I do like the Silverstone circuit and strong at that in the past. Same with Austria as well. Tend to do good there. So hopefully, I can get a podium at both of them.
And of course, a fire shot who is actually Bafal is at the moment is fast at the moment with Jonathan Cox second. Lovely shot of the front wing here of the McLaren there. Of course, McLaren are last in the constructors at the moment. It's been a very difficult time. Laggy is on the soft compound tires trying to throw the cat amongst the pigeons there, and he might have done with a 32.5 there. A very competitive time from Laggy there. So really, I think some drivers are going to have to think about their strategy, don't they, now, because of what Laggy's done there. He's really he's probably really upset a couple of drivers, aren't he, in terms of getting the softs on and going flying out. And in terms of strategy, I know you don't want to give too much away, as Exo on board. Exo only goes 5th fastest. In terms of strategy, I don't mind. Oh, excellent stuff. I like it when drivers are open. Some can be quite cagey with what strategy they're going to do. But what's the ideal strategy around here? Is it a one stop?
I don't know. I don't think I'll be doing a one stop. I think I'm going to go for a 2 stop. Starting softs, starting the medium. Sorry, you're thinking the yellow. So starting the medium, then go with the softs, and then probably back to medium. I wouldn't. Well, maybe I might touch the hards. We'll see what happens. It's all to do with how the race goes, what position I'm in.
When you say
that is the plan.
When you say about the hards, is it tire temperature which is the problem around here, or is it just generally doesn't suit the track, the hard compound tires?
I don't know. There's not really a lot of pace to them. It's not that they nothing to do with the pants or anything. It's just they don't have that grip. Like, you're better off just going and pitting twice and you make up the time, I find.
Well, I'm loving that.
It's all to do with the way you drive. Like, you want to be conservative and stuff, and want to last the whole race, you go on the hards. But I'm quite rough in the tyre wear, so.
Ooh, could you elaborate on that a bit more in terms of in terms of your driving style then in things like that, because everyone has all sorts of driving styles. I'm an amateur like me would just say, well, drive a bit slower then if you're rough on the tires, but that's not how it works, is it? Do you want to just go into that a bit more detail?
See. Alright, hold on. I'll just get through these first 3 corners now.
Oh, no worries.
Just ahead.
Well, whilst Wishbone's on the lap, then we'll just go on. We'll just be on board with Murphy at the moment. He's on the hard compound tires at the moment. Farf is also on the hard as well. So I think they're just testing the limits out there at the moment. Game Gang has just gone 8th position at the moment. What about Murphy? Murphy was a bit chuffed with his lap earlier on. What's he do? He's a 5th pass at the moment. And XR is just right behind him in 6th fast at the moment. As we got 9 drivers at the moment. We got Fisher out there at the moment. We've also got Wishbone out there as well. We're on board with Wishbone. He's in the 2nd sector at the moment in the Renault, the newest member to the Renault team. And I have to say, I think Renault got an absolutely fantastic full-time driver lineup, haven't they? Him and Granty, wow, that is going to be a formidable team to stop at the moment. Of course, Toro Rosso top of the tree at the moment. Exxon knows they've done a fantastic job, haven't they? Their consistency is really paying off. Of course, but I feel it's going to be very difficult, isn't it? And at the moment, the Haas team was second. Of course, Emerson has really dragged that car, hasn't he? Really showed some amazing pace. A teammate, of course, Broke Gorilla, who used to drive the Haas, unfortunately has announced his retirement for ALR for the remainder of the season. He's had a very difficult time, hasn't he, of late in the races. When he's able to complete the races, he was formidable, wasn't he? But unfortunately, this season, I think he's just struggling with the cars and and just getting used to it and getting into the groove. Of course, Wishbone, of course, an exceptional driver, very experienced as well in Formula 1 racing, as he comes across the line and he goes first again. Look at that, he's looking on song at the moment. He's looking very strong indeed. On board with Fishers now, who is in the Alfa Romeo. But yeah, with Bro Gorilla then, of course, who of course he's got other more important things on his mind in Formula 1 at the moment, hasn't he? But yeah, it's a shame to see him retiring, and hopefully he'll return fairly soon and he'll have time to practice again. Of course, Wishbone, who has struggled to get to practicing, hasn't he? But so it just shows how difficult it is. If you don't get the practice in, then it's going to be very difficult to stay competitive. But Wishbone did finish his first ever league race, didn't he, of the season, of the 2019 season in Canada. So that just shows how difficult the league racing can be. Fisher goes across the line, goes second at the moment. Wishbone is 0.5 of a second in front of the next man. That is fantastic time. Really? Yeah. Sorry, I think I spoiled it for you there. Absolutely fantastic.
Nah, they got more than that.
So do you think they're sandbagging at the moment?
Oh, definitely watch that. I don't know about this session, but there's something. They got something else. I know fine well.
Well, Jamie unfortunately got an issue with his sound, which we have this glitch a lot of the time, don't we? The sound glitch, which is really annoying, I must admit, because you can't hear the gears when you're changing. So hopefully Jamie can get that sorted fairly soon. And same with Dan Murphy. He hasn't got no game sound either. This is appalling, isn't it? Really, from Codemasters. Or I think Knowles is the host actually, so I think we should just blame him really. Stringy there is out on track at the moment, as is Jamie as well, but Stringy is just cruising around at the moment. Laggy Racer has just informed me, of course, he's our weather correspondent. He's also Ted Crouch in the pit lane. Laggy is usually he also has a natter as well for us in the commentary box. He is saying that at the moment there is 10 minutes till rain, so that's news to me. And also we've got Laggy says it should come back for Q3. I really hope so. No, Wishbone, it's going to rain in 10 minutes. How are you feeling about that?
I didn't know about it until you just said it then.
Not too bothered. Not too bothered by the sound of it.
I've done nothing in the wet, so we just go out and we see how it is. It's not for the race anyhow. Hopefully I'm into Q3 now, so not really worried about the rain, to be honest.
And do you think that's definitely going to throw a spanner in the works, though, isn't it? Because up until this point, though, in the draw, you've been looking formidable. Jamie come back in the pits.
I don't see any rain though. Coming. It says I can see up to 20 minutes away, and there's no rain.
And Gunnar has just said in the comments there, you're giving him the munchies. I think you're enjoying your crisps, aren't you? Or was that biscuits?
Oh, stop! Could you hear that?
Yeah, I was actually thinking where I should crack open a bag of. I've got a bag of nuts next to me, which I've been saving up all day. So I was tempted to grab. Oh, I know. Oh, that's really good teamwork there. I thought that Stringy went to the back of his teammate.
Two sabres, yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was very close as well. Of course, these drivers are known for their teamwork, and I think it's fantastic teamwork as well. With the slipstream stuff. But do you think that was a bit too close for the slipstream down the back straight?
It might have affected his braking a bit, but
it might have put him off as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because that would definitely put me off, I think. I would definitely would have woke me up.
He started that from the start of the straight, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Built it up. Yeah, straight game to go 2 or 3 tenths doing that.
And just taking a quick look then of who's in danger at the moment. We've got Sam in danger in the Mercedes. We've got Game Gang in danger as well. We've got Silent Shifting, who hasn't come on the pitch yet. So I think he's just chilling at the moment. He's making the most of the sun before the rain comes. We've also got Stringy, who's gone up into second. That's a great time from Stringy. A fantastic time as well. So he's the only, apart from Wishbone, the only other man into the 31s there. I know Wishbone there, yeah, exactly. So there has been a bit of sandbagging out there at the moment, but Stringy there really showing some hot pace out of it. Fantastic.
He made a mistake there in the last 3 corners, so he did. Got a good bit on top of the curb. I say that time could have been a good bit better then.
That's a very good spot, that is, and that's why we have experts in the commentary box, and this week it's Wishbone as well. And it's great to have him in the commentary box, and I do enjoy people's companies. It's brilliant stuff to have, and just watching a Game Gang now, just coming out of the chicane now, and coming up to the final section now, and we've just got 2 minutes to go in this session, and hopefully we'll hopefully we can see what's going on there. Sorry, I got distracted there by a couple of comments there.
You watching Game Gang, were you?
Yeah, just following Game Gang at the moment in the Toro Rosso. His teammate is on a 32-3. What do you reckon the cut-off's going to be? Do you reckon there's a bit of track evolution in this track to come?
Sorry, what was that cut off?
No worries, that's alright. So there's a lot of people beat me as well.
So,
Game Gang goes second there, and that is on the soft compound tires as well. So Game Gang is again thrown. I like this saying, from the cat amongst the pigeons. That's a very good time indeed. I was saying about the cutoff. Do you reckon that the bottom 4 is going to change? And that's a Mercedes come out right in front of Jamie there, and that is costing Jamie, and I think that is going to be Jamie out of qualifying there. Oh dear, and I think it was Sam that was just coming out the pits. This pit entry is not
teammates.
Pardon?
Oh. Were they?
No,
don't mind me.
Unfortunately, that was your teammate, which I think got caught up there of Jamie, and that's a big blow for Jamie, isn't it? Really? This pit exit here is not one of the greatest in the world, is it? And I think that was just
that's not good though.
It's all.
Someone came out in front of him, did they?
Yeah, someone came out of the pits lane, and I think it was Sam that came out of the pit lane, and unfortunately Morris was already on the lap. And if you got the pit assist on, and basically it just throws you out in front, you got nothing, you can't do anything now. So
is that not off? And is it not off? Or people can have it on, can they?
Yeah, it's I must admit, I think it's one thing that the admins might need to have a look at, really, because I think it's the same with Bahrain as well, where it lent too bad on this game, but on the last game, I remember it can chuck you out right in the mid corner of turn 1.
If someone's on a flying lap, yeah, you can't stop.
And I do feel sorry for Jamie there, because so that's no fault of his own. I don't think it's any fault of Sam either, really. It's just the pit assist, which isn't great, really. Sam gets the lap started now then, so Murphy's in the pit, so Murphy is not going to be able to make it through, so he is the first one to be eliminated, and that's a major person to not go through. So Exile's out at the moment. We've also got Farf, who's on the bubble as well, just on board. Silent shift in, he goes up in the fastest, and look at that, he's not very far away he's in front of Wishbone, but only by 400th of a second there. Jamie's in the pits there, unfortunately for Jamie. Farf is out there at the moment, he's on the back straight. Who is going to be the first one to complete our time? Well, I think it'll be Farf. So at the moment we got Emerson, who's in a bit of trouble as well. If this track evolution is anything to if it's major, we might see the championship leader out as well. Laggy's also in a bit of trouble as well. So Farf, Bowden and Sam are all the men that are challenging for the top 10, as Wishbone there cheering on Farf. Of course, Farf, who was leading the championship right up until Canada last week, wasn't he? So
he's 2 tenths up on his. Is he up on his time? Yeah, he's nearly a tenth up on his time.
Oh, that's gonna be enough to get him through.
He'd knock Laggy out.
And so Laggy might get knocked out. We've also got Bowden and some out there as well. And now Farfred coming up to the line, and DRS enabled.
He's a tenth up on his time. He's 10th up.
He's
the exact same time.
That's incredible. And unfortunately, wow, that is amazing stuff. That is by 4 decimal places. What does Bowden do? He comes across the line as well, and he goes through. Bowden is up into 5th position. Fantastic. What about Sam? Here's Sam. He's coming across the line now. He's 14th at the moment. Is he going to knock out Emerson? Emerson is on the bubble. And Sam stays 14th in there. So Emerson just about making it through on the medium tyre. So unfortunately, this has been knocked out of Q2 is Laggy, is Farf, is Dan Murphy, is Sam, and is also Jamie. Unfortunately, Jamie did get a time in, didn't he, after him and Sam collided the pit exit there. Blimey, what an end to qualifying. Emerson making it through by the skin of his teeth, and exactly the same time between Laggy and Farfar. That just shows the competitiveness of this league. Absolutely fantastic stuff. What a way to finish off a week. and brilliant stuff there. And yeah, Wishbone at the moment you're still near the top, aren't you? You set that time literally right at the beginning of the session. Do you expect who's your biggest? I would say that you're one of the favourite for the pole position, surely. But who is going to be the men that is going to be challenging you?
I'd say Stringy. Bogan? Is it Bogan?
Yeah, Bowden, yeah.
Stringy, Bowden, Fishers, and Exile's normally up there, isn't he? And Emerson. He won the last race, did he?
Yeah, Emerson's usually up there as well. So Emerson, I must admit, since he started ALR, he's won 3 of the 4 races, and he's always been on the podium. He's been a bit unstoppable at the moment, but today he's been a bit off the pace.
I'm still sussing out who the main competition are, because I didn't know any of them when I came in last week. So I'm just going by what I've seen last week. So,
to be honest, I must admit though, it does change on a weekly basis. Of course, at the beginning of the season, Farf looked absolutely unstoppable, and then Emerson's come in has really thrown the cat amongst the pigeons, hasn't he? And of course we also had Silent Shifting as well, another man that also returned to ALR after a couple of races out, and really stuck it on pole. Just got the win basically. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And we just got a couple of comments as we're just about to get ready for Q3. We are 20 seconds into this now, so this is where the car's going to be the fastest of the event. And Ayrton just said, looking forward to the race, and your commentary makes it 10 times better. I was trying to make that sound better by saying 100 times better. Thanks, Ayrton. My biggest supporter. I love it. And also, we've also got Farf with Tactical with a couple of thinking emojis there. So as Farf.
Yeah, it's going to start raining.
Also,
get out, boys.
So so we're going to leave Wishbone to it for the minute then, because he's got to get his thinking cap on here, because remember these drivers are basically driving the cars unaided, so they've only got Jeff, and how useful is Jeff? It depends really. Is that useful as a chocolate fire guard, really, isn't he? Sometimes. Anyway.
Wait, what? I'm trying to think of another one. Yeah, that comes to me now in a minute.
Well, Farf's got out me on the old sayings. We're just watching Game Gang now, and look at these guys warming up the tyres. They're trying to get themselves going here, and it's great to have you all watching and listening to this absolutely great event. Of course, this is an awesome. We're hoping to have a motorsport celebration after the awful events in Belgium over the weekend, which yeah, I must admit it's been very difficult, really, hasn't it? And yeah. Unfortunately, it's I think it was one of the most difficult races you'll ever that I've watched in Formula 1 today. Almost because I think Sochi 2014 was very difficult as well after the awful events in Japan. So really those two races, yeah. So it felt like that today as well. Oh, I think it was a chocolate teapot, Nathan Hughes said. So not a chocolate fire guard, so I have no idea where I got that from. Anyway, everyone's on the lap at the moment, of course, as Wishbone says, and of course Laggy says, well, the wind has picked up. There is rain on the horizon. They got 10 minutes. Is the rain going to come before these guys set a time in? We'll go and find out now. We're on board Game Gang, making his debut, already into Q3 on his debut. Fantastic stuff for the Toro Rosso boys, isn't it? Really is. Yeah, so of course, Nosy there is enjoying time out at the moment. Of course, we haven't mentioned the Formula 1 result much. Oh, I hope I don't anyway, as Nosy is watching the Formula 1 race right now. And yeah, I'm talking about Nosy a lot because every time I say his name, he gives me a pound, so that's why. Anyway, Game Gang is now on the back straight then, so let's see what he's going to do then. DRS wide open then. And as you can see, and now he's on the back straight then. Look at this then. We're waiting for the chicane. Where's he going to brake? Where's he going to brake? Just before the 50-meter board. Fantastic. Now accelerating away now, as you can see then the car can get a bit flighty there, but still no rain at the moment, so which is good news for which is definitely good news for us, really, and hopefully there's no rain in the race either. But we'll find out in a minute. Hopefully Laggy is listening to me, but to us I would be surprised if anyone's listening to me, to be honest, but I hope Laggy's listening.
Forecast was dry, just the clouds, like there was no rain or anything.
Oh,
same with the qualifying as well though. And then the fella on the radio just goes to me there, oh, we'll be expecting a few drops of rain now within the next minute. But in the next few minutes, I said, alright, I'm just going to head out now. But yeah, it just looked to be dry for the race. There wasn't any rain on the radar. Maybe it's just, it's like, it's drizzling, but you can still stay on the dry tyres.
Oh,
It might just be like that.
This is going to be very interesting indeed. Fisher goes fast at the moment on a 30.4 in the Alfa Romeo, of course, making his debut as well. Fire Shot is gone second at the moment, or Bafal is in the McLaren at the moment. We've also got Emerson. Now, Emerson hasn't really showed much pace so far. He was a lucky boy to get through, wasn't he? But what does he do? He goes third at the moment. Emerson does in the Haas. And we got Silent Shift in his on pole position, 30.3 at the moment. He got his first ever pole position in his ALR career back in Canada, and he's really on form, isn't it? When he's on form, he is absolutely immense, isn't he? Or Bowden coming across the line, and he goes 7 fast at the moment. We got a bit of rain. We do have rain. So what about his Wishbone comes across the line now? Does he get? He gets 5th fast at the moment, and that might be a big blow for Wishbone. Only 5th on the grid at the moment. Jonathan Cox is just chilling out in the pit, so he doesn't want to get his feet wet by the looks of it. So after the first round of laps, unfortunately, I think that'll be the only round as well, depending on how much rain it is. Silent Shifting is on pole position. That might be a second pole position of his career, and in the row as well. Fisher making his debut is second. Oh, fantastic. We got Fire Shot in 3rd position. Emerson is 4th at the moment. That is his lowest grid position in his ALR career. 5th position is Wishbone. 6th position is Stringy, also making his debut. These debutants are doing an absolutely fantastic job, aren't they? 7th position is Game Gang. 8th position is Bowden. 9th position is Exile, and Jonathan Cox, who hasn't set a lap yet, is in 10th position. As I don't think I got any games out either, but it doesn't really bother me too much because I don't really hear much on what the car's doing anyway. So Jonathan's out of the pit, just out on a lap at the moment. Do you think that the rain cost you towards the end there, Wishbone, in terms of out and out lap time? Because
no, not at all. Because it only started and I was on the straight about to finish the lap.
Oh, so do you think that's in?
I know it's grand. Anyhow, see the top 3. They're all starting on softs, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe they are. I think they are. Yeah.
So I just got to focus on Emerson getting past him. He's starting on the mediums as well as me, so he's gonna be my bloody main rival for the race because the other 3 on the softs are going to be gone. I don't know how long the softs last. I wouldn't say they last too long, because most people went on the mediums there in Q2. So I reckon keep an eye out for the medium runners. I'd say could be on for something.
And Fisher's just said he's starting on mediums. so at the moment he is second at currently as well. So just on board with Jonathan and in the racing point.
The top 1 and 3 then.
And of course, Jonathan at the moment, who might be a day late and $1 short, unfortunately, in terms of getting a lap in, but he's going to give it a go anyway. Of course, unfortunately, Jonathan in Canada, I feel that probably if it didn't rain in Canada, Jonathan would have been there or thereabouts. Really, he had electric pace in the practice sessions leading up to the race, and then unfortunately, the weather conditions absolutely threw everyone a curveball, didn't they? Really. Yeah, very disappointing for Jonathan here, and at the moment it might also be another disappointment in terms of also getting a timing. As Fisher has just joined us in the commentary box, he is second on the grid at the moment. He is starting on the medium tires, which he's just informed us as well. So I'm glad someone's been paying attention. And so as we're just now watching Jonathan Cox coming down the back straight. Of course, Fisher, also known as Elliot as well. Of course, he won the community event, didn't he, on Wednesday as well, and that was absolutely fantastic event. Really was. Yeah, I think hopefully when the next one we do, he'll definitely be returning. But welcome to the commentary box. How's it going? Unfortunately not. Jonathan's just done a mega lap though, I must say. He's done a 131 on a very damp track, and he has actually improved and got in front of Exile there. So that's a fantastic lap there from Jonathan. That really was in a very low grip surface as well. And so going into the race then, you're second on the grid. How is your race expectations? What are you expecting from this race? Are you hoping for a podium or are you hoping for a win?
What strategy are you running? Oh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was thinking of doing now, but it all depends, you know. It might not happen. Yeah. Oh, it's better to do two-stop Canada, 100%.
Unfortunately, we can't hear your audio, Elliot. It's saying that Nathan's just said that in the comments that he's unable to hear your audio, which is I'm hoping that you can get. I'm hoping you might just have to just tick a box and then unfortunately might have to repeat all that again. But that was definitely worth an insight because. Yeah, well, by the sounds of it, what Fisher's saying is that he's thinking about going on one stop and Wishbone's going to a two stop. I'm loving this. I love a little bit of diversity. It's absolutely fantastic.
You going from mediums to hard?
Yes, probably, maybe. It's a secret. Yeah, it's probably going to be medium to hard. I think it's pretty straightforward. It's the 30 seconds that's putting me off. I don't want to lose 30 seconds in the pit lane, especially with some quick guys around me.
Yeah, but yeah. We'll see what happens in the race then. Yeah, wish you luck.
Well, hopefully no safety cars come out. That'd be great. A bit more to see in them.
Yeah, oh yeah. Unfortunately, 2 races that I've seen you commentate on have been destroyed by that safety car. I did say though it's very hard to get a safety car around here, but I have seen 1 or 2.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, I know. And Bowden's had a fantastic lap. He's gone up to 5th, 5/10 of a second on a down track as well. That is a mega lap there from Bowden at the moment. We got only a minute to go there. Wishbone is out on track at the moment. Do you feel that you'll be able to gain some time on track, Wishbone?
I wouldn't hold my breath, to be honest. We'll see what happens in about 2 minutes. Hopefully. Wait, I'll go into this break and... Yeah, no, there's no time to be gained.
So,
For
yeah...
me, anyway, I wouldn't say...
So Wishbone, who's on track at the moment, Bowden and Jonathan Cook's done some fantastic time. Bowden, absolutely mega 3/10 of a second he found on his dry run as well. So really, Bowden doing a very good job there. That was a Charles Leclerc-esque lap, of course, back when he was driving the Sauber last season. Fantastic stuff. What can XR do? He's coming across the line now. We've got 20 seconds to go in this session, and before Wishbone and Fisher leaves us, I keep going to call you Elliot. It's such a bad habit.
You can call me Elliot, it's fine.
And before Wishbone and Elliot leave, I want to
make the line.
Oh dear, Wishbone ain't going to make the line then. So he's just missed out by 2 seconds there.
I got it. I literally just got it.
He got it. So Wishbone is now on a flying lap now.
Here we go.
So whilst Wishbone is driving around the lap, Elliot, could I get your just a quick view then on this circuit there? Do you like it? Is it a fun track to drive, or what do you reckon about it?
I think from a spectator's standpoint, it's a bit boring. But in terms of, I think it's technical. Like where Wishbone's going through now, it's you have to get on the power at the exact right point. Try to see how much he's up or okay, he's down. Yeah, it's a technical one. I enjoy it. There's a lot of late braking zones which I enjoy, and fast corner, slow corner. I think it's a good track. I think ERS is going to be key around here, as most tracks have been at the minute, but especially around here because you get nothing back through the pit lane. So overall, I'm just kind of looking forward to seeing what happens.
That's actually a very good thing you just touched on there. Is the ERS deployment. This track especially coming quite hungry, can it, on the ERS, especially that long back straight. How do you manage?
Choice but to run it. Without going into too much detail, I like to turn it down in certain areas of the track and use it in others. Would be a good way of putting it. I think it's key that you kind of have to run it down the straight. So I don't think you'd lose way too much time. But there are points in the track where you actually get rewarded for not using it, especially with tyre wear. So it'll be interesting to see who does what in that respect.
Awesome. Thanks for that insight. Brilliant stuff. To have the caliber drivers of Wishbone and Elliot in here is absolutely immense. It's been a very good day from my point of view, and really, to be honest, is exactly what we needed after it's been an absolutely awful weekend of motorsport, hasn't it? Really. Yeah, of course, that's the end of qualifying now. I'd like to thank both Wishbone and Elliot for joining me in the commentary box and having a good old natter about stuff. I've really enjoyed it. It's been absolutely immense, and I know the feedback as well that I'm hopeful that we're going to be getting on the comments is going to be immense. So thank you both for joining me in the qualifying session, and I hope both of you good luck in the race. Brilliant stuff.
Good luck for the race, Orchard.
See you later. Good luck in the one stop.
See you at the end of the race, buddy.
Yeah, no bother.
So that's the end of qualifying, and unfortunately, we was robbed of what could have been an absolutely immense qualifying session there. So Silent Shifting is on pole position. That is his second pole position of his career. That is beautiful, isn't it, from Silent Shifting? Of course, making his debut, Fisher is alongside Monroe. That's going to be a fantastic time. Emerson only in fourth at the championship leader, so that's going to be fairly interesting to see what goes on there. Oh, and to be honest, I think I've also I think I'm in a bit of trouble here. Jonathan Cox has just said I have no engine zone, but more importantly, Jonathan had a Q3 ban and he never realised. I apologise. I'll take it in the next race. Yep. I also apologise as well because I completely forgot about it. I even read it before the start as well. So yeah, I have a feeling that I might get told off by Dan and Nosey after this race. Anyway, we're about to get going in for the French Grand Prix. Then, as you can see, then we've got this is a very long pit lane. Both Orchard and Elliot said that it's a very this pit lane here can be very lengthy, can it indeed? So yeah, it's there's a lot of time that could be lost here. So we're going once the formation is. I think there's a formation lap. So on that formation lap, I will not be speaking. I'll be honouring the minute silence and for Anton Hubert, who unfortunately lost his life yesterday in Belgium, and hopefully. And yeah, so here it is then. So I'll be I'll not be talking then for the formation lap once the drivers go around the circuit. Coming to the final corner now then for the start of the French country. Of course, the home country of where Anton Hubert, that was the country of where Anton Hubert is from. So yeah, so I think that this is probably one of the more fitting races that we could be racing on here tonight. So we've got 27 laps around Paul Ricard now, and you can see we've got a mixture of tyres that everyone's on the medium tyres apart from Silent Shifting, who's on the soft. Game Gang's on the softs, and so is Renzo. Hard tyres for Grillsy, for Favre, and for Murphy. This is going to be fantastic stuff, and we're hoping for a celebration here tonight. I really hope that we get a good race. We've got 5 sets of lights on when we're racing for Ricard, and we are. I think we're go. We are go now as the lights have almost gone out. Well, they did go out in the end. And we've lost Dave already, unfortunately, but now we're coming down into turn one then. And let's see what's going on there. We've got all sorts of Bowden's flown up position. And look at this. Lots of McLaren going on the inside. And look at this. Turn 1 and 2 can be very brutal. It's very brutal. It's very brutal. There's a Red Bull going up there. Favre is out of the race. Favre is out of the race. He's had an appalling weekend, hasn't he? Favre is out of the race. So that's our the championship. The man who was leading the championship at the beginning. And that's Renzo who's off. Renzo is just recovering as well. And as we said, it's an appalling. And look at us on the outside is Fisher. He's on a terrible start as well. Fisher has, and he's dropped down the 13th position. He was showing some pace in qualifying. And Laggy there is now side by side of XR as well as we come down the back straight. And Wishbone is now in 6th position at the moment. Silent Shifting leads the French Grand Prix. Second is Game Gang. Oh! And what's that? Emerson is down his front wing. No, he's alright. That's just the Bollard. Oh, the Bollard's back for vengeance there. As yeah, stringing on 7 XR8, Flaggy 9th, Jonathan Cox is 10th position, 11th position is Sam, 12th position, Fisher down in 13th position, Favre is out of the race. What a shame for Favre. He had issues in Canada last night, didn't he, for another series, and then today he's not on a very good time at the moment. What's happened to Emerson? What's happened to Emerson? Emerson's dropped down, he's dropping down, and the championship leader's having some awful problems out there, and the only Haas, and look, XR's going to go on the outside at the moment. This is getting all very dicey indeed, isn't it? As Emerson, the championship leader's having all sorts of issues at the moment. So is Fisher, who's dropped down the 13th position. Murphy is also down as well. Yellow flag in free. Morris is out. Morris is out. We've also had contact. I think we also had contact as well. But where's Morris gone? Morris is oh, he's gone off at the. He's got. Oh my gosh! And that's Jonathan Cox. He's just coming in the pits as well. There's all sorts going on at the first lap here. Grills has got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. Look at Farshot. He's flying at the moment in the McLaren. He is in second position at the moment. As very good. Game Gang is in third. Bowden is in fourth position. He's looking strong today, isn't he, Bowden? As we said, if he gets a good qualifying, then he's definitely in the mix. Striggy in fifth position. Emerson 6th. 7th position is XR. 8th is Laggy. 9th position is Fisher. He's making it for a comeback. As Jamie is out of the race. He's out of the session. And that's it. And then we got Renzo here. But look at this. It's getting very, very dicey here at the moment, isn't it? They're very, very close together on board with Fisher. He's going to have to come back through the field, isn't he? After we're not really too sure what he's got. Has he got? I don't think he's got damage, but look at the power he's got in that Alfa Romeo. He's up into 9th position at the moment. Good stuff there from Laggy Racer as Fisher is now up into 9th position in the Alfa Romeo, and so he is now in. But look, Laggy Racer is trying to come back at him, isn't he, as they're coming down the hill. As you can see, Jonathan Cox there is in 15th position, and Grillsy has left the session. Why has Grillsy left the session? He's ghosted, so hopefully Grills will get himself back in there in a minute. XR's gone wide there. Fisher's now trying to come back through the field. Of course, he was on the front row of the grid, wasn't he? But he had a problem at the start there in the Alfa Romeo, but he is coming back through the field now. As just saying that then is but at the moment, then Silent Shifting's got a 1.5 second lead over Farshot, who is second in the McLaren. Third position is a Game Gang. Fourth position is Bowden. Silent Shifting's at the fast of the race. Fifth position is Wishbone. Sixth position is Stringy. Good stuff from Stringy. Emerson is 7th now, so Emerson is trying to have a recovery drive. Remember, he hasn't finished off the podium in his ALR career. He's been first or second. And today he was with Nosey not here, as Murphy having a look at his teammate there, but Laggy Racer just chops across him. As Jonathan Cox is now in front of Grills as well. Grillsy unfortunately is having a couple of issues, isn't he? On board with Emerson at the moment. He is behind Stringy at the moment. Fisher is through and he's up into 8th position then, so Stringy and Fisher coming back through the field now, isn't he? As both had difficult starts in this race. But they're trying to get themselves back through now. And look at this, we're on board there with Emerson, and he is gaining because he's our championship leader by 5 points over Nosey at the moment. And look at this, and he's going to go on the inside, then coming down to the chicane. We've also got I think someone else there as well, and oh, beautiful, and he's through and up into 6th position. Emerson is now, and how much pace has he got? Can he get back through? And so we've lost 3 cards, and we've lost Favre, we've lost Jamie, and Grillsy is currently out of the race as well at the moment. But that's a Mercedes who is having the third position. Bowden is having a fantastic race out there at the moment in the Mercedes. He's doing a great job. Bowden he's showing some real pace in that Mercedes. Fantastic stuff from Bowden. And is Game Gang going to be able to get back at him? No, not quite. And look, Farshot is now gaining on Silent Shifting at the moment. It's those soft top. Oh, Emerson! Who's off? It's in. It's a Game Gang. He's gone off the track. He's coming back on now. We're not sure what happened to Game Gang. He was right in the thick of action as well. Now he's dropping down. That's a big blow, isn't it? It's now XL going very wide there indeed, isn't he? It's Laggy there having a look, but the door gets slammed shut. His teammate is right behind him as well through then to complete lap 3 then. A fantastic start, isn't it? Bowden's having a brilliant race out there. And now Emerson's now 7th position is 7th position is Fisher. Then we've got a huge battle here, haven't we? Oh, Laggy Race has gone wide. Laggy Race has gone very wide, and he's got off the track. And come flying back on the circuit there in front of Murphy. And that was definitely going to wait Murphy up. We're on board with Murphy now, of course. His teammate's gone wide, but Murphy's going to try and and I thought he was going to try and hang that out and go on the inside into the next corner there, but not quite. So I've got multiple warning there from Sam, who is in 30th position in the Mercedes. His teammate is flying, and we've also got a battle for the lead at the moment. We have a battle for the lead. Good luck! Oh, bad, he's through. He's through for Sideshift. He's going to come back at him. No, yet, because Farshot takes the lead of the French Grand Prix, and absolutely flying, hasn't he? He was third on the grid. He's bowed his way up into the lead. But look, the winner has gone back up. Wow! And he's through. He's back up into first position. Can a Farshot go back at him? No, not quite. There's battle incredibly well. Fantastic stuff at the moment, and this is a great battle, isn't it? This is for the lead, remember. Simon Shifton again is second at pole position of his career. Remember, he won his first race in China, didn't he? This has been a very good season for Simon Shifton. Of course, he drove 2 races halfway through last season in Germany and Hungary. And now he's really showing what his potential in that Williams, isn't he? Really good stuff there from Silent Shifton. Fantastic. Oh, but look at this! And Farshot is back through, and he takes the lead. And now, what is Silent Shifton do? He's going on the switching end. Is he going to be able to come back at him? Because DRS is now Farshot's got the DRS, and of course he is called Baffle on next. He's borrowing his friend's gaming account at the moment, but he takes the lead. I think he might have to keep his friend's account, isn't he? As Fisher is now up into 6th position. He is back. He is now in front then. But look at this, we've got Bowden, Wishbone, and Emerson. What a great caliber of drivers in this battle here. This is fantastic stuff. Look at them all over the back of each other. Fisher, then we've got String in 7. Exile still in front, and look at this. There's Laggy is still 9th, and 10th position is still Murphy at the moment. We've also got Jonathan Cox there recovering back from the field as well. Jonathan's had a couple of really difficult races out there, hasn't he? On board with Emerson, then of course he's down in 5th moment. As I said, he hasn't finished off the podium in his ALR career. So yeah, this is probably the first time we've seen Emerson in a bit of pressure. That Wishbone is trying to go for it, but no, not quite. But he will have he's going to have a lunge as he coming out of the chicane then, and coming down there, and you can see gaining again. And so look at this, and he's going to go. He's going to go on the inside. No, not quite. And look at this! Wow, amazing shot that is. I'm using that on my highlight reel. Fantastic. And he's gone a bit wide there because Emerson's going to have a look on the inside. Is he? No, not quite. As you can see, but I think he's just showing his nose there. Crazy Hitman is out of the race. Where's he gone? It's just taken on board of Crazy Hitman. And I'm not sure. Look at this. Sam is now dropped behind Jonathan Cox. Laggy Racer is also dropped behind his teammate Dan Murphy, and he is up in 10th position as well. We got a yellow flag in 2. What's going on in 2? Oh, Silent Shift is in the pit. So oh my gosh. Silent Shift in the pit side, all going on. Look at this, look at this battle here. This is fantastic. I must admit, I think the 2 Alpha Males are looking very strong at this stage of the race, aren't they? Whereas Silent Shifting going to come out of this? Unfortunately, Crazy Hitman is out of the race. Jamie's out of the race, and Farf's out of the race as well. Farf has just messaged in the comments saying that was unfortunately that was short-lived from Farf. It really was. And that's a big blow. That lovely shot here of the Paul Ricard circuit. A lot of blue, isn't there, around here? Of course, it's a very adhesive tarmac, isn't it? Of course, it's meant to slow the cars down. As now at the moment, far shot leads, or as Bafal as he's called for this race there, here in France. Bowden is 2nd. He's on a very strong race at the moment, very strong indeed. And now, but he's now under a lot of pressure from Wishbone, from Emerson. Then we've got Fisher in the background. There's 2 seconds back, and Stringy doing a good job in his 6th position as well. Fantastic stuff there. Murphy and Exile also battling for 7th and 8th position at the moment. As just on board then, unfortunately, we just had a report. It's Laggy Racers, Racers having all sorts of lag, isn't it? Oh look, Wishbone's going to go on the outside, and then Bowden, the friends on the inside. Of course, Bowden, a very defensive. He's going no way. He's going to go on the outside. Look at that. That's brilliant. That's amazing. He's through, and Wishbone has gone on the outside. A fantastic manoeuvre there. And now Wishbone has got the pace there. Can't he stretch his legs because Bowden is still in the facility. We're on board. Oh, I thought he was going for it there. And they were very close there. That is amazing. Unfortunately, Favre did have the overtake of the season, but I'm wondering if that overtake from Wishbone on Bowden, that might rival it. That is a brilliant move. Oh, but look at this. Bowden is back through again. He is back through and back up into second position. And so Bowden back up in second. He's got a very pacey car, hasn't he? Brilliant stuff. Look at this. Emerson's all over the back as well. And Fisher is now starting to really get interest there. And Murphy is side by side with Exile going into turn one, but we can't take our eyes off this battle here at the moment, because this battle is for all the marbles, or just about, because up for all the marbles is at 4.8 seconds up the road at the moment. A fire shot at the moment, and we've got 20 more laps to go, this guys. So yeah, you're gonna hopefully you got your porridge or whatever you like to have on a Sunday, because this is going to be fantastic. Look, the 2 Alfa Romeos are now starting to stalk these three, and they in the background there. Murphy is now in the 7th position. Has he got the pace to keep up with these? So he's on the hard tire, Murphy is. So he is playing the long game here. So and this pit stop, the pit lane is a loss of 30 seconds, and that is a huge amount of time to lose, isn't it? Laggy Race is now all over the back of Exile as well. Silent Shifting, who's made a stop, is out in 10th position mode. It's interesting to see what the strategies are going to be, because Fisher is going for the 1 stop, Wishbone says he's going for the 2 stop. And look at this, he's going to go up and under. He is. That's a great move. Once again, Wishbone there sneaking through, and he's back up into 2nd position then. And now, but we remember Bowden's got a very straight, very slippery car, isn't he? Oh, he's going to go on the inside. No way. No, oh my gosh, he's off the track there. That was getting very tight, very dicey indeed. Wishbone's gone wide there, but he has the inside for the last corner. Emerson's on the inside. Emerson's on the inside. He's got a 3-second penalty. Emerson, and look, Fisher's just gaining on these guys. This is fantastic racing, isn't it? DRS well again as they come into turn 1. And look at this once again. Then is Wishbone is going to go on the outside. Is he? Wishbone is on the inside. He's back through again. He is back through again. Look, now the Alfa Romeos are joining the party at the moment. Stringy has dropped 2 seconds behind this pack at the moment. And oh no, he's going to I'm closing my eyes. And somehow they get each other room. And he's going. Oh, that's a great move. Oh no, and look, Emerson's going to go through. Emerson's through, and he's up into 2nd position. And Emerson's going for the 2nd position. It's getting all very dicey indeed. Oh no, that's not very good at all. And Fisher and Bowden have collected each other, and that is Bowden unfortunately has damaged his car. It's Fisher. I don't think Fisher has damaged his, but that's going to be an awful. That's not very good for his race point of view. Is that he's dropped down to 9th position. Bowden has damaged his car, and yeah, it was very great battling up to that point. Was that Emerson and Wishbone are battling each other again, and that is the battle for 2nd position at the moment. And yeah, unfortunately, but look, we're back on board. And Wishbone is back in front. Emerson's going to have a look. Is he? No, not quite at the moment. And as he is going to try and go for 2nd position at the moment. Oh my gosh! At the moment, whilst I don't think Fireshot even knows what's going on behind him. He's 7 seconds in front at the moment. He's really enjoying himself up at front at the moment. See Fisher there, he's got some pace, hasn't he? In that Alfa Romeo, but unfortunately, he looks like he had a bad start, and again hitting it. Also, unfortunately, he's also got caught up with himself and Bowden. Bowden, I wonder if he's going to have to come into the pits then, because Bowden's had a fantastic race, wasn't he? He's really battling tooth now. We know Bowden's. Look, we'll talk about that in a minute, because Emerson's now going to go on the outside. He's going to go on the outside, going into turn 1. He's into turn 1, and he is through. Now up into 2nd position. Emerson, absolutely fantastic. Oh, he's got another penalty there. I think Emerson, that's 2 penalties now that Emerson's got, so that is worth 6 seconds. You must applaud. I must applaud Emerson. He's not lost his head, has he? Remember, he's very young in terms of the experience here in the world of online racing, and he hasn't lost his head at all, has he? Was he a Sebastian Vettel out front where he can just run away and hide? Crazy Hitman has left the session. We've got a lot of pit activity there. But he's not, is he? He's also can race as well. He's a Hamilton S driver, isn't he? He's going to go on the end, but Wishbone's gone on the outside. He's through. He's back through. But now Emerson there is going to go back through again. He's trying to. He's almost using all the track anthem, and now they're going side by side, and down. I think it's Lee said it. This quarter scored, and look, Wishbone almost off the track, and they give each other room there. Of course, we had an awful crash last season between the 2 Mercedes of I think it was Grillsy and Alstog, and look at this. As Emerson's through, he's back up into 2nd position now, and Wishbone is down into 3rd. What a race between these guys here, really loving it. Stringy 4th at the moment. Dan Murphy is 5th, 6th position is Exile. Exile and Laggy just battling, and they battling tooth and nail, and they for 6th and 7th at the moment. Silent Shifting, of course, has made a stop already. He's on a 2 stop, I think. Game Gang is 9th position. Fisher, of course, recovering down in 10th position. He's on the soft compound tire now, so his one-stop strategy has gone out the window, hasn't it, really? Laggy Racer's got a penalty at the moment. But these guys still haven't given up on each other yet, have they? And the more they're battling, the more Stringy's going to get involved at the moment, isn't he? Yeah, but really, I'm really enjoying this battle. Of course, Wishbone only a second Grand Prix in ALR, so really, but as we said before, he's a very experienced driver, isn't he, in the world of online racing? So yeah, he's not going to be too worried about this. Remember, Emerson's quite a new driver, isn't he, to into online racing? But he is. But I tell you what, he is definitely a star, isn't he? Brilliant stuff. And the fire shot is really showing his pace out in front at the moment. The Fisher's now up into 9th position. He's got by Game Gang in the moment. And Wishbone is gaining again. He's going to go on the outside in the chicane. He's on the outside in the chicane. And yeah, I think if he was thinking about keeping up the momentum there, he would have, I think, lost a front wing there. As it was all sorts going on there. Back on board then with Wishbone and in there, Renault, of course, a full-time driver, isn't he? And I think he's really celebrating this beautifully. He's going to go on the outside again, is he? Look at this, we're on board then. He's going to go up and under. He's going to go for the switchback here. He is, because he's going to have more momentum. But Emerson parked his car beautifully well. This is great stuff to see, isn't it? Silent shifting his back. It's now up in the 6th position. Exile has dropped down to 8th then. There's all sorts going on in the French Grand Prix. As I must admit, this track isn't very good to watch, but I tell you what, when you're racing online here, it's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? And 8.7 seconds of gap was between a Fire Shot and Emerson. And Fire Shot is looking very strong. Remember, this is only Fire Shot's second race as well, but he's flying out there at the moment. Stringy in his debut is 4th. It's great, isn't it? The pecking order around here has changed, hasn't it, at the moment? So we're going to leave them two to it for a bit, because we've got a great old battle here between Exile and Laggy Racer. And this is the battle for 7th and 8th position. They're on medium tyres, so they're going for one stop, I believe. And look at this, Exile is gaining. He is through and up into 7th position here. And Laggy Racer there having a look, but Exile there has parked his car beautifully in the right place. Oh, Laggy Racer getting a penalty there. They're both going wide out of turn 2, and as usual, also means you get a get a warning as well. Fisher set the fastest lap of the race. He is gaining on these two hand-over fists at the moment, isn't he? It's down to 16.4 seconds. So 16.5 when I started that second, and now it's 16 seconds. So fantastic stuff. He's gained half a second out there. And oh no, Renzo's out. Renzo is out of the race. And I'm wondering if is he retired in the pits? I think he has. So Renzo, unfortunately, out of the race there, which is a big blow. And look who's out in the back. Oh, it's these two again. It's these two again. There's a battling coming down to Lise here, and you can see Wishbone there on the curve there. And so unfortunately Renzo is out of the race in his after session. Renzo had two very strong last races in Canada and Monaco, but here today hasn't gone right at all for the Racing Point driver, has it? And he's out. Grillsy out as well. Also out is Crazy Hitman, Jamie, and Farf out as well. So yeah, we've got 13 drivers left out of the 18 that started. We 19 that started. Unfortunately, McVicious having issues as well. And Emerson is rolled the dice. He is in the pits. And oh, I thought it was very dark out there in terms of it was raining. So Emerson is in the pits. What tire is he going to go on? Is he going to go on to the one stop, or is this going to be the medium tires and going for a 2? We'll find out very soon. How strong is the undercut? Oh no, the Haas mechanics are not ready, are they? No, they're not. This is big. Oh, they are. Don't worry. Emerson is in and out. Yeah, so it looked on my screen that they weren't ready. Laggy Racer's now up into 6th position. He's doing a good job today, Laggy Racer, isn't he? He's really showing some pace in that Ferrari. Good stuff there. Emerson coming out of the pits now. And where's it going to be? And you can see that he's coming out of the pits now. Of course, that's also a new reprofiled pit exit, but it's basically just as bad as what it was before. And look in the background there. We got Game Gang 9th. We've got Jonathan Cox in 10th position at the moment. Exile is coming out of the pits on the hard commentator. Emerson also on the hard as well. So he's going to the end of the race now, isn't he? So all these guys are doing all sorts of different pit strategies at the moment. Bowden, who's had an absolutely fantastic race until him and Fisher come together there, is 11th and 12th for the moment. So yeah, it's a shame. So Wishbone is now on his own. And can he stretch his legs? He's now 3.4 seconds in front of Stringy at the moment. Murphy is in 4th position. Silent shifting, of course, the pole sitter is in 5th, and he's on a 2-stop strategy, isn't he? And on board then with Stringy at the moment, he's in 3rd position, making his debut. Remember, look at the front three. They have got between them 5 race experience in ALR. That is just great stuff, isn't it? It's showing that they have got some real, genuine pace to be threats, haven't they? Now we've got Murphy, who is, of course, this is his 21st race, I believe, in ALR. So he is, I think he's the second most experienced driver in ALR history, isn't he? With 21 starts and that, of course, not that Ferrari altogether. But yeah, so Murphy in 4th position. His experience has really come to the forefront, hasn't it, today? Silent Shifting is 5th at the moment in the polls there. 6th position is Laggy, doing a good job out there, Laggy is, as they all start to stretch out now as the pit stops are underway. Emerson is 7th. Fisher is in 8th position. He's only 4 seconds away from Emerson, but Emerson's on a 1-stop. Fisher will probably be on a 2-stop now after out of the pit slot earlier than what he wants to. Gaten Gang is in at 9th position at the moment. Emerson is because into the pits comes Laggy Racer in the Ferrari. What's he going? He's going on the medium outside the hard compound tyre. Where is he going to come out in relative to Exor? Because them two have had a mammoth battle, haven't they, throughout this race at the moment. And let's just quickly go to the comments. We've got Lawrence there. Yes, Weasley. Good to see you. Good to see your channel growing, mate. Best commentary on YouTube. Damn straight. So, Exile is, yeah, you can see the undercut has done a very good job there. Exile is now up into 11th position. Got a 2-second lead over Laggy Race. Oh, Laggy Race has lost it. He's lost it. And you can see he's just come out of the pits on cold tyres. He's done a Gerhard Berger, hasn't he? And unfortunately, he's lit up the rears. But luckily, there was no barriers there. So, unlike Gerhard Berger, he's able to continue there. But look at that. He's lost 10 seconds. Murphy is dropping down to 5th position because Silent Shifting is now up into 4th position. Remember, Silent Shifting on the 2-stop strategy here, so he's a similar strategy to Fisher, isn't he? Really, this is great battling, isn't it? Because we don't know what was going on up and down the field. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Yeah, of course, Lawrence and Lawrence there just saying that I'm a great commentator. So yeah, I'm going to take that definitely. And we've got unfortunately, as we said, far very short. Really didn't. Unfortunately, his race ended after the second corner. Really, and that's a big blow for Farf. Remember. Farf was in the championship early on in this race, early on this season, wasn't he? There's a Wishbone is in the pits, so Wishbone comes into the pits, and look who's following. Is Stringy in as well. The Alfa Romeo mechanics go to work here. He's going onto the hard compound tyre. He's out now, so he's on the 1-stop straight as well. And Wishbone is also on the 1-stop as well. It's very dull up there, isn't it? It's completely different to. Look, there's Emerson. But Wishbone is back in front, and you can see that now. Also, Wishbone's got 2 lap younger tyres as well. Fisher's in 6th position at the moment. So where is he going to be at the end of this race at the moment? That's going to be interesting. Stringy 7th, Game Gang is 8th. Jonathan Cox in 9th position at the moment. 10th is Bowden. Exile is in 11th. 12th position is Laggy. 13th is Sam. And 14th, Sam is the last driver out there at the moment. Is unfortunately Grillsy, Renzo, Crazy, Morris and Far for all out of the race. And I really hope it didn't rain because I haven't got my washing in. It's been an awful day for washing on there. So anyway, enough about that. I mean, that's not, to be honest, that is completely irrelevant now, isn't it? Because this is the most important thing in the world at the moment, and it's these two here, the battle for 4th and 5th position at the moment. Remember, in front of us is Murphy and Silent Shifting. Silent Shifting is on a different strategy, so a lot of them around him is on 1-stop. Silent Shifting's on 2. At this current stage, then, so Silent Shifting is gone soft to medium. I think he was going for medium again, won't he? As the Grillsy's card there, I think it's a ghost, so it's all right there. So Grillsy there, just so they can just drive through. And of course, Nathan Hughes, 2-in-1. yeah, that was the I think that was the comment about Fisher and Bowden there, which is a shame. Bowden was having an absolute cracker race, wasn't he? He was showing, and Emerson's got DRS there, but he ain't using it. And now he used it now, so he must have heard me. So I'm wondering if Emerson's just nursing a problem out there at the moment, or maybe he's focused on the long game, isn't he? Of course, remember he is the championship leader by 5 points at the moment. Because Knowlesy's not here, he will be able to extend the lead. He'll be able to extend his lead currently, and with Farf out as well, and also with Farf out as well, and Granty unable to make this. This is still a good day for Emerson, isn't it? He's going to be able to extend it. Dan, of course, is at 5th in the championship moment, but he is 41 points behind Emerson. So it's and he's on a different strategy. It depends on where he comes here. But Emerson at this current stage, even though he's having a difficult race, but by his standards, isn't it? I think he might be having a great race from his point of view. He's probably enjoying it out there, battling away. I think from the car line, which he definitely is, isn't he? But he is going to extend the lead in the championship moment. But there's a lot of guys really emerging there, isn't he, to challenge for his lead, isn't it? We got Fire Shot looking strong here, isn't he? He's absolutely brilliantly strong out there, of course, at the moment. He's barring his friends name, that's why it's called Bafao. We got Silent Shifting, who's really starting to of course he won in China. He's had some difficult races, but then he's now starting to turn it around again, hasn't he? He did a great job in counter pole position. Unfortunately, the rain didn't help him very much, did it? And so we're just on board then with Emerson Motors. Wishbone and Emerson having a great old battle here at the moment. Really good stuff. I'm enjoying this. This is cracking stuff, cracking racing at the moment. So, and yeah, of course, Nigel in here as well in 6th position. Jonathan Cox is 7th in the championship on 42 points. So, as stringing through, Fisher's in the pits, and this is up 16 out of 27. What tire is he going to go on? A 3-second penalty for Murphy. Remember, Emerson's got a 6-second penalty, I believe. I didn't see if anyone else around him has. And again, the Alfa Romeo boys haven't come out, but I'm hoping that's just a false storm. It is, because he drives through his front mechanic and they disappear. So, out of the pits then comes Fisher now. So, he is on the medium compound tires. He should be going to the end. What's happened? I think Laggy Racer has had a problem now, hasn't he? So I wonder if the ghost of Grills has caused him some issues there. Now we've got to watch this man. How quick is he going to be then for the final stage of this race? On the stint then. Look at this, and once again then this battle has been all through this race. Absolutely great stuff indeed. This has been a battle of the ages, and of course, if any of you are looking to see how to battle wheel to wheel on online racing, take a view of this. This is fantastic racing. It really is. And two men in there, absolute prime of their lives in terms of the in terms of their ability. Well, definitely, well, Emerson, I feel is, but then again, he might just be getting better and better, so we don't know where his potential will be. Of course, Wishbone has, of course, struggled in league racing so far, but we all know here's the caliber of this man, of course. And he, as he mentioned earlier, that was his first ALR race. So it's actually the first league race this season he finished. Which, but now hopefully he can use that momentum and get some advantages on there as well. Because I think Wishbone's about to turn a corner, isn't he, in this season, in his campaign. Murphy is now on the medium tires and going to the end then. So we'll see where he's going to come out now in terms of the guys around him. So he will be quick, won't he, later on this race? I think Game Gang and Jonathan Cox is going to have to come into the pits. And well, is Bowden going to have to come into the pits? Right, you can see it's an awful long pit lane at the moment. And there's Murphy, and look at this. That's just showing how this pit entry just throws you onto the racing line. Jonathan Cox is just in front. He's on 15 lap old tires compared to Murphy, who's on fresh tires, isn't he? Really? So we're going to see how look at the difference then between remember, Jonathan Cox is not a slow driver by any stretch of the imagination, but this just shows the life of tires between the medium and the difference in life, doesn't it, between these two compounded tires? Compounded tires, these are life of tires. Fisher's got a penalty there, but he's up alongside him and he's through, and Murphy is now up into 7th position, so this is where is he going to come? To be honest, the limit could be endless here, couldn't it? As XR is dropped down to 7th, Bowden is also returning back from the field. He's got some real good pace, hasn't he, in the Mercedes here today. Fantastic stuff. Emerson is now in front of Wishbone. He's in front of Wishbone, and of course Wishbone's got 2 lap younger tires than Emerson. Into the pits is the race leader as Fireshot is on the soft compound tyre. Is he going to be able to get to the end on the soft compound tyre? Well, he's going to retake the lead now. Of course, he's just come into the pits, hasn't he? So this is going to be interesting. Is Fireshot going to be able to get to on the soft compound tyre? We're going to find out very soon at the moment. So Emerson is 2nd, Wishbone is in 3rd position. Jonathan Cox has got a 5-second penalty. That's a big old penalty, isn't it? Stringy up in the 4th. Stringy doing a great job out there, isn't he, in the Alfa Romeo? Where this Fireshot comes out, remember, he's the pole here. He's now on the medium compound tyre as well, and we're going to the end as well. So there's going to be a lot of pace in this Williams now as we come to the end of this. Bowden is up into 7th position. XR for Gang Game is in 9th position, and Jonathan is in 10th position as well. I think that's a penalty though for the Racing Point driver. Jonathan is having a bit of a real struggle at this stage of the races, stage of the season, isn't he? As you can see now, Fisher's now coming back through the field, isn't he, in the Alfa Romeo. It'll be interesting to see what stories that these guys are going to tell us towards the end of this race. As you can just watch. So Fireshot is at the moment then is leading. This is 2nd race in ALR, and he is phenomenal, isn't he? Absolutely phenomenal. Of course, he's standing for Gunnar at the moment. Of course, Gunnar is the most experienced driver in ALR history, of course, with 23 races, and I think this is, and I think that of course Gunnar is also a driver coach as well. Remember, he coached this man Emerson. He taught him everything he knows. So we're watching Emerson now as he's coming into the final. Look at this, so 8/10 of a second back, Wishbone is now. So this is going to get very tasty. Talking to tasty, Jonathan Cox is gone through. Oh my gosh! That is a awful crash. That is a huge crash. That has to be a safety car. I doubt it will be, but that is vile. And an awful crash indeed. And as I just seen the end of that, so I have a feeling, but I'm not sure if Jonathan Cox if Laggy forced Jonathan Cox out wide or vice versa. But that is a huge crash there from Laggy, and Jonathan Cox is. Did he get damage on that? He in that racing point? No, he's still in for the moment. But that was a nasty old incident. It really was. On board Fisher at the moment then is he is also come through, but Silent Shifting is now starting to get a shift on as well, and he is now not far behind, not far Silent Shifting. And then Stringy is in full position on a fantastic debut, isn't he? Stringy is. He's showing he's got potential. That's what I'm trying to say. And now he's coming down the back straight down. Look at this. He is gaining. Of course, Stringy is on the medium compound tires. It's the hard compound tires. Silence on the medium. The pole sitter is up into a fourth position now. Good move there. And now how much pace is he going to? He's got an 8-second deficit between himself and Wishbone. That is for the podium as well. Wishbone, of course, in every race so far has been on the podium, hasn't he? Of course, which is in Canada, and he's now third again now. But he's fighting Emerson hard as you can. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Now Fisher is up into 7th position. He is for Exile, and next man up the road is Bowden. Remember, these two clashed, didn't they, earlier on in this race? So we're going for round 2 now. Bowden is trying to get to the end on the hard compound tires. He's got 7 more laps to do. The hard tires should be fine. Sam is done 16 laps on the hard tire as well. And a Laggy Racer just said he misjudged that, so and he's out of the race. So unfortunate for Laggy Racer. He was having a good vote. He was having a good old fight between himself and Dan, wasn't he? Really good stuff. I was enjoying that. And Exile was also in the mix. The 2 Ferraris, and Exile was having a great old battle, weren't they? Great old battle earlier on this race. I was enjoying that as well. You can see there all sorts of strategy out there at the moment. The big question is now, of course, Fireshot has been in the lead, hasn't he, for basically all of this race. 99% in the race, hasn't he? He's really took this race by storm, hasn't he? But the question is those soft tires going to be able to do? He's done 3 laps on them already. That is quite a big ask. That's 10 laps on the soft tires, isn't it? That's a very uneducated guess from my point of view. Because to be honest, I don't really know what I'm talking about. Well, especially with tires, isn't it? Because tires can be a really interesting art, can it? Because it just seems to it just seems to do what they want sometimes. Wishbone is quite gaining on Emerson. There he is again. And these two are battling. Also, Fisher is now gaining on Bowden as well. It's very difficult to decide on which battle to follow. We're going to follow Fisher at the moment, I think, because look at this. He's now coming into Lise here. I think it's Lise. I've been saying it. Oh, and Bowden there. It's just not getting any room until we're on Bowden. And again, and these two touch again. And I think that we've got a bit of a war going on here. He's going to go for the under. He's up and under. He's through. And look at this. Bowden is hanging on. He's hanging on. Oh, and he's going to go back through again. And blimey. He's gone wide then. This fish is going to go up and under. He is going up and under. Where is he? There he is. He's going to go on the outside. He is going on the outside. And now Bowden is returning back through at the moment. This is very much elbows out between these two, isn't it? Blimey. And now they're coming through now they're on DRS7 right now then. Lap 21 out of 27 here in France. And just on board with Fisher now, and he is all over the back of Bowden. Bowden, of course, is a very robust attacker, isn't he, and defender, isn't he? And Fisher's got a 3-second penalty there as well. Of course, the penalties around here are very harsh, almost as bad as Canada, aren't they, really? And it really does. I thought it was going to go into the back of him there. As Wishbone is now. And Emerson is returned back to second position. But we'll come back to me because we're going to stay with this battle here. I'm not sure what happened there, but now Fisher is down, gaining. And what's he going to do? He's now on DRS now. He's turning his arms up as well. Look at this. Look at the pace. It's on the Alfa Romeo. And look, he's going for. Oh my gosh. That was a very late maneuver there from Bowden. And now Bowden's gone wide. He's going to go switch back here. Fisher's back on the inside then. And he's through and up into 7th position there. Wow, good driving, very good driving, and I don't think Fisher was too pleased with Bowden's defending there. On board with Bowden, and him, to be honest, Bowden has had a very good race up until this point. He had a very good race up until where these two collided earlier on, and really I think it's ruined both of our races really. But wow, what a battle these two have had there, haven't they? good old rivalry. Really enjoyed that. Absolutely fantastic stuff on board then with on board Bodent Mode, who is now 8th position. He probably deserves a lot more points than that, doesn't he, in the Mercedes? But he's had a battling old drive today, hasn't he, Bodent? And now coming then through to complete lap 21 then. So just taking a look up and down the field at the moment. So at the moment these two are still stuck to each other, aren't they? Really are. It's some absolutely fantastic racing, isn't it? Now the question is, we're on lap 22. The gap is down to 7.6 seconds. Is one of these two going to win this race? Because Fireshot Ryan has been out in front, but is he going on the wrong strategy? That is going to be the question at the moment. As just taking a look at the gaps there at the moment. Silent Shifting is still fourth at the moment. He has lowered the gap, hasn't he, on the medium tyres? Stringy is fifth at the moment. Murphy is now also gaining on Stringy as well in sixth position. And the Ferrari, look at Wishbone gaining as well, and he's going to go on the outside because Emerson is going to go on the inside. He's on the inside. Look at this, just giving him a car's width. Absolutely fantastic. Look at this, he's on the outside again. He's going to try again, is he? Emerson is running him out of the road. Wishbone's got a 3-second penalty. That's a bit of a harsh penalty, isn't it? I feel that penalty is not really just, really, is it? That's very harsh indeed. Yeah, so Murphy there is now gaining on Stringy, isn't he? Here is that battle course. Remember, both on different types of compounds, different strategies at the moment. Murphy's done a very good job to come back through the field there, hasn't he? Really showing some good consistency in the Ferrari driver is. Fisher is now 7th position. He's 10 seconds away from Murphy. I think that might be too much of an ask into the final stage of this race. Bowden in 8th position, Exile 9th, and Game Gang in 10th position. Jonathan Cox is outside the points in 11th at the moment, but he can get a point now. Sam in 12th position, and those are the results at the moment. Not results, those are the classification at the moment, of course. Unfortunately, Grills out. He lost connection quite a while ago now in the Williams. Laggy racer out. That was a huge old accident, wasn't it? He just misjudged, unfortunately. So good stuff from Laggy Racer to hold his hands up there. I probably would have, depends on if I seen the show or not, really, otherwise I would have. Oh no, Murphy has left the session. Dan Murphy has left the session now, and that is going to cost him. And Emerson is also fighting with Wishbone. Wishbone is through. Now is he going to look? Oh, he's going to go for the switchback there, isn't he? It's looking very close, isn't it? Dan Murphy has left the session. That might cost him. That's going to cost him valuable points here as well, I think, because he needs to get back in as quickly as possible, because Fisher, the gap is 7.3 seconds at the moment. If he can get back in quickly and get control of his car, he might be all right. But yeah, this is definitely helping. It's definitely helping out Fisher, isn't he? Who's in 7th position moment. Of course, he started on the front row of the grid, didn't he? But it got very dicey in turn 1. We missed some of that. Charles, I might have to look at. Might have to look back at it, really, because yeah, all sorts is going on there. Back on board then with Emerson. I tell you what, this has been an absolute joy to watch. An absolute joy. This has probably been one of the best things to do this weekend, hasn't it? And look in the background, there's a Williams there of Silent Shifting, who's actually silently catching on it. The gap is down to 4.1 seconds. Can Murphy get back in this? Remember, if he doesn't actually return in the next 3 laps, he will not get those points. So you have to finish the car, you have to finish the race, otherwise people will just disconnect, won't they? So that's unfortunate. Murphy is in the pits as well, so the game is really hurting Dan Murphy here. This is going to cost him awful amount of points and time, and look, he's dropping down like a stone, and that is a major blow there. And I think that is such a shame for Murphy. I think it might be academic now whether he can get back in or not, because he has lost 6th position, hasn't he? Excel's got a penalty at the moment, but Murphy's come in. It will be where is he? Well, he's down to 10th now. Jonathan Cox might even be in front as well. As oh, that is an absolute shame. That really is. And you can see them just getting by Grills as well. So then let's just take a quick look at the classification then. So on lap 24, Ryan Shot is judged the judges to perfection, hasn't he? He's 7.5 seconds in front of Wishbone, who is second. Third position is Emerson. I think this has probably been one of the most difficult drives, hasn't it, here today? But he has shown, he has definitely shown what he's made of, hasn't he? Brilliant stuff. Third, we got a yellow flag in 2. Jonathan Cox is out of the race. Why is he out? Just having a look now. Well, where is he? I'm just taking a look now. They're on the they're on the straight there, aren't they? So just taking a look to see where Jonathan's gone. I think that he's retired in the on the straight there. So Jonathan is out of the race. Unfortunately we missed that. Just taking a look. There's no one actually around that area, unfortunately. Dan Murphy is out of the race. So at the moment, Dan is not going to get any points unless he comes back into this. Jonathan is out of the race as well. So Sam could potentially get some points then. At the moment, Sam hasn't got a point yet in his ALR career, but he can potentially get some points. He is he needs to just motor up a bit there, doesn't he? But oh yeah, so just watching the leader then, here's Ryan Shot then, who's absolutely fantastic race, isn't he? Silent Shifting is now gaining on Emerson. Emerson's got he will have a bit of defending to do. He's going to have a lot of defending to do, because there he is. And Murphy is joining, he's back in the race, but unfortunately I think he's back in the pits as well. Oh, that's a big blow for Murphy, isn't it? I think that yeah, that's such a shame. He was robbed of sixth position at least here today, and Emerson is going to be under a lot of pressure in a minute as well. Just taking a quick look, too much wheel spin on the main straight for Jonathan Cox, so unfortunately Jonathan out as well, which is a shame really for Jonathan. He's had a very difficult day, hasn't he, Jonathan Cox, in the racing point. On board then with Silent Shifting, who was on pole position, and Ryan Shot is now is 6.76. We're going to have a grandstand finish, or we're going to find out very soon at the moment. So anyway, let's go back through the race order, shall we? Fantastic stuff. Of course, Ryan Shot, in only his second Grand Prix, is leading this race. Second is Wishbone, only his second Grand Prix. Emerson, in only his fifth Grand Prix, is third. Silent Shifting, of course, I think this is yeah, 7th or 8th. But Silent Shifting there, who's on pole position, is second pole position. This class of these class of drivers in ALR at the moment is top notch indeed. And Sam is now up into 11th position. He's not far away from a point now, is he? With just one lap to go. Silent Shifting there is at 4th position. Stringy on his debut is 5th. Fisher is 6th, also on his debut as well. Them two have really drove well. And look at this, Silent Shifting is all over the back of Emerson. Emerson is really struggling, isn't it? It's the hard tires, it's the hard tires reached their limit. Bowden in 7th position. I feel he deserved more than that, because he's had an absolutely brilliant drive, didn't he? Unfortunately, him and Fisher come together at this point here. Exile in 8th position. 9th position is Game Gang, also on his debut. Murphy is in 10th position. And look, Emerson is going for it, but Silent Shifting is going to go on the inside. Where is he? Oh, and Emerson there just about just about stayed in front now at the moment. And Jonathan Cox also got taken on lap 1 as well, so very difficult day as well for the racing point driver. And look at this, and now Silent Shifting is going to go on the outside, is he? No, but he's going to go on the inside. Look, Emerson is going to defend the inside. Silent Shifting is through. There he is through, and now he's forced Emerson wide. Emerson is back on board then with the Haas driver. Of course, the sole representative of Haas here tonight, and wow, he's had a very, very good race, hasn't he? Emerson has really enjoyed it. I think from his point, I think he would probably have enjoyed it as well, because he's been battling, hasn't he? Really fantastic stuff for Emerson today. Of course, it looks like he's had a difficult drive, hasn't he? But wow, he's still in 4th position, isn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed. We're on the final lap of the French Grand Prix. It's down to 5.5 seconds now. Wishbone is really hunting down Ryan Shot. I think it'll be too little too late. Is Emerson going to have a look? He's gaining. Is he through? Oh no, and how did they not touch? That is incredible. How did they not make contact in them? Contact has been around there. That is fantastic racing, really is. Very good stuff indeed. Now then is they're coming into the hairpin, and Emerson will have DRS again, but is he going to be able to have the grip level when he gets there? That's going to be the question. Is that 11 cars remaining out of the 8 out of the 19 that started? This has been a race of definitely a race of a lot of retirements, hasn't it? And now as Silent Shifting is battled his way back up to a podium here. He's been on a 2-stop strategy, hasn't he? Really. So his 2-stop strategy it's worked to a certain extent, because he's got himself back up in the 3rd. But look at this, there's a Renault right in the background there, but the McLaren, this will be McLaren's first win of the season. And I tell you what, Fire Shot has been absolutely phenomenal today. Absolutely phenomenal indeed. And as I said, this is an absolute perfect race for perfect celebration for the difficult week of motorsport. It really has, and I applaud all these drivers here today. They have done an absolutely immense job. We might be looking at a couple of incidents, but it's been absolutely fantastic. And now Fire Shot comes around the final corner, and in his second ALR race he wins the French Grand Prix. Fantastic. Wishbone finishes second in the Renault. He got a couple of points there. He's 9 seconds away. Silent Shifting is second. So Silent Shifting is second in the end. Wishbone is third. Emerson is worst finish of the season. is 4th. So Stringy in 5th position on his debut. Fantastic stuff from Stringy. Fisher was 6th in the end. I think what might have been really Bowden in 7th position as well, and he's also about to set as fast as up as well on the final lap there. And he's 6th because Fisher is now 7th. He's dropped down to 7th. What about Exile? Look at this. Exile is in 8th in the end in the Toro Rosso, and Game Gang is going to finish in 9th position in the second Toro Rosso. Very good stuff indeed. And 10th position is going to be Dan, as he's coming around the final couple of corners now. And I feel that Dan has been robbed of very much of 6th position today. As Wishbone has just joined us in the commentary box as well, and he is and we'll talk to him in just a few moments, as he got second third in 2 races there, so he's been on the podium in his whole career so far in ALR. Dan in 10th position, and Sam just outside the points in 11th position. He might be a bit disappointed with that, Sam, but he's done a very good job today, very good job indeed, and he was just outside the points in 11th position. And that is the race around France. And my word, didn't everyone perform an absolute stellar race? And before we talk to any of the drivers in the commentary box, let's quickly go through the final classification from the French Grand Prix. But before we do that, actually, let's just look at Fireshot, who's top of the podium. McLaren's first win of the season, and Fireshot in only his 2nd race here in ALR has won. Brilliant stuff. Silent Shifting gets 2nd in the end there, and Wishbone is 3rd. So final classification then. So Fireshot, who's a Bafal today, from 3rd on the grid, and no penalties as well. Good stuff from the top 2. Fireshot won. 2nd position, Silent Shifting. Good stuff from Silent Shifting. I've got him at 2nd in the end. Wishbone in 3rd position. An absolute epic battle between himself and Emerson. Really enjoyed that. That was awesome stuff. 5th position was Stringy. Brilliant stuff on his debut from Stringy. Bowden in 6th position. Fisher might be a story of woe in this race. Unfortunately, he is down in 7th position in the end. 8th position is Exile. 9th position is a Game Gang on his debut. Dan Murphy lost connection, unfortunately, which ultimately cost him some valuable points there, didn't it? Sam there in 11th position there as well. Good stuff to finish there for Sam. Retirement, Grillsy, Jonathan, Laggy, Renzo, Crazy, Jamie, and Farf, and of course McVicious, who unfortunately didn't take the start. And firstly, I think we'll do this in race order. I think Silent, a great pole position earlier on. You just were absolutely phenomenal in qualifying. Just talk us about qualifying first.
I don't know. Actually, when I came to France, I had my first race on Friday, and I thought I hated the track and that I was dead slow. But then I actually banged out pretty good lap times, and both I got P1, so that's great.
Indeed you did throw out some good lap times. Absolutely fantastic. Great pole position there. That was your 2nd of your career as well after Canada. I bet you was happy it wasn't raining.
Yeah, I was. It was raining in Q3 at the end there, and I was shit scared because I was out doing my time, and it started to rain, and I was like, it rained, I'm dead again. Gladly it didn't.
And going on to the race then, you was I think one of only a few front runner drivers that was on a 2-stop there. Do you think that was the right result, or do you think that you might have gone for a 1-stop?
No, I was actually, for some reason it didn't. I made my setup that it was 1-stop, but for some reason it didn't take it. And then when I came to the first pit box, go on hards and race their hards at the end, but then I needed to just deal with it and came to 2nd.
And absolutely fantastic, and a clean race as well from yourself. No penalties around here. That is that's nothing to sniff at, is it? Brilliant stuff. You need to tell me how to do that without getting penalties.
Yeah, it's not even though. It's the first corner after the start-finish straight is the hardest one to not get penalized, and I got 2 warnings from that exact corner, but the rest of the first 2 corners is not even that hard. You just need to don't touch the curb at all. That's good.
Absolutely fantastic. Are you satisfied with the result of the 2nd in the end?
Yeah, I think it was the best I can do. The guy in front, the McLaren one, he's new here and he was insanely fast. I think if I would have been in the right racing strategy, I would have even. I can't catch him. I think that was the max.
Absolutely brilliant second in the end. No, congratulations, congratulations, Science. And let's move to Dave or Wishbone. What an absolutely phenomenal battle you and Emerson had throughout the race. I must admit, I was saying that is how I was saying any new drivers or current drivers that were wanting to race on Formula 2019. Look at that. That was brilliant stuff. What was that from your point of view? You must have enjoyed that, surely.
Whoops, mic is muted. Wow, I was hating it because the fella in first was getting away.
do you think that if you wasn't involved in that battle, you would have had the pace to win this today?
Sure. You could say definitely if the battle didn't happen, but it was locked in that battle, and what is, and you know, I can't be saying that type of stuff. But sure, I'd say in my own head, I probably think I would have, but would have been different if it happened. I don't know.
But phenomenal. Do you want to take us through that battle though with you and Emerson? I mean, there were some moments where I generally thought you two was going to be involved in a horrific accident. That move on the outside of, I think it was turn 11, the very fast right-hander.
Oh,
that was amazing on the outside. I know, and that was brilliant stuff. I was saying actually on stream, I'm far from might be disappointed now because his overtake of the season might have been overturned by that incredible move. Brilliant stuff. But there was a few times where you was where you were dicing very much with the barriers between you two and coming into an epic collision. But do you want to just what was that from your point of view?
It was. I knew so many laps of battling him in the race. Like I knew I had trust in him that he knew what he was doing, so I could go for that type of stuff. And he gave just about enough space, and it was grand. And I was just back and forth every lap because, once you get in front of him, right, you get in front of him, you build up a gap, and then they get DRS. You can't get them out of your DRS. Like it's just that. Everyone is just in the DRS chain the whole time. You get DRS, you catch up with them, you get past. You're grand. Next lap, DRS, bang, they stick it up to overtake. They're past you again, and it's back and forth the whole time.
It was brilliant to watch, so it really was. I must admit, I enjoyed that. Absolutely epic battle, and it was brilliant to see. Congratulations on your second podium as well in 2 races. Fantastic. Really starting to build some momentum now.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting a podium there tonight, but it was not really my favourite track, to be honest now. But it wasn't too bad. It was grand.
Awesome stuff, and absolutely fantastic. And let's come to Elliot now. To be honest, it was all looking good for you in qualifying, second on the grid. It all went a bit pear-shaped on at lap 1. Yeah. Is that the incident between you and the Mercedes Bowden there? Because I think we caught the end of it as well between where you two sped on the straight there. Do you care to comment on that, or do you need to watch the footage back first? No problem. And in the end, you finished 6th today. I think. Are you satisfied with that result, or do you feel that? Do you feel with all the trials and tribulations you faced today that you're quite disappointed with that? really was. I must admit that was an epic race. I think that's the best race of the season, from my personal point of view. Anyway, absolutely brilliant stuff. Thank you to all the drivers that joined us in the commentary box as well after the race as well. I don't think I missed anyone. Let me just have a quick look. Because I'm pretty bad at that. Nope, we're all good. So yeah, thank you all for joining us in the commentary box today. Absolutely immense stuff. Thank you to Elliot and Wishbone as well for joining us in commentary. That was really good insight there from both drivers there. Absolutely immense. It was good to. It was good to see how different the top drivers was really going about that racing around here. That was really good insight there. Absolutely fantastic stuff. We move on to Austria next Sunday, where we got a completely different challenge as well. It looks simple on paper, doesn't it? Only 10 turns. Well, technically 9 for me. Turn 2 doesn't really count. And yeah, that's going to be. It looks simple, but it's anything but. So we look forward to seeing you all in Austria in a week's time. But from now, it's goodbye.